welcome to the Schaefer Center here in the campus of Southwestern Assumptions of God University here in Waxahachie, Texas. It's game 2 of a doubleheader as the men now take the floor as the Lions take on University of St. Thomas. Hello, Rob Price, along with my broadcast partner Tim Roberts. And game 1 didn't go quite as well as we planned for the Lady Lions. A tough loss, but they'll bounce back soon. And right now, the men up to bat and up against a very tough-minded opponent.
Yeah, very tough University of St. Thomas team. These two teams know a lot about each other. They faced off last year in the Red River Conference tournament in what was probably one of the best games of the tournament, sealed by a Deuce Ward dunk in the last minute of the game. Definitely a thriller for everyone who was involved in it. And now these two teams will face off again. The Lions currently holding the number 3 spot in the Red River Conference at 11-3 overall and 6-2 in conference play. St. Thomas right behind them at number 4, 8-3 overall and 4-2 in Red River Conference play. The Lions are currently receiving votes for the NAIA Top 25. They're essentially around the number 26 spot overall. There are 4 teams receiving votes in the Red River Conference. Texas College is ranked number 24. Wiley is receiving votes, and Texas Wesleyan, who SAGU just beat a month ago, is number 12. All these current votes do not reflect games played in late December. They will be updated on Monday, and we'll have those polls to you as soon as we can.
The series between St. Thomas and SAGU is basically 3 wins for each ball club, 3-3. SAGU winning the last 2 at home here, 1 in Red River Conference play. So riding a 2-game winning streak, but overall series 3-3. And I was talking to both coaches before the game together. They're friends, and they both agreed they are very evenly matched. And it's going to be a whale of a ball game this afternoon here at the Schaefer Center.
Yeah, don't let up on this one for a second. These two teams know how to play each other. It's a lot of returning faces. I just recognize the players coming back from last year. A lot of recognizable faces going against each other.
Well, speaking of coaches, Jessica Price, our courtside reporter, now has head coach Donnie Bostwick standing by. Jessica, what do you got?
Hello. How are you, sir?
Doing great. How are you doing?
Great. So you guys were 1 win away last season from making the NAIA National Tournament. What do you guys need to do over the next 2 months to get back to that position?
Well, it starts with playing conference play and finishing that top 3. Right now we're 1 game out of first and 1 game out of 6th. So a lot to be decided this last couple months. St. Thomas tonight, it starts here. Last year we tied them, ended up beating them in the last game and playing the conference tournament. You know, they're a good team. I think you're going to enter into that question here in a second. But we've got a long ways to go. We're a young team. We're trying to get better every game, and hopefully we'll play well. Our best basketball here in the second half.
Yeah, you guys played St. Thomas 3 times last year and won twice. So what do you need to do this time to keep up that success?
You know, St. Thomas is well coached. Coach Smith's been at Rice for 18 years, and now he's came over and just, 3 years in this program, got their program playing with anybody in the country. And so they play a very similar style to us. We'll have to play well tonight. They got a nice team. Their point guard's really good. Got a couple good shooters. They play very team-oriented. So hopefully we shoot the ball a little better than they do tonight.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, go Lions.
Hey, all right.
Thank you, guys. Back to you.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Jessica. Thank you, Coach Bostwick. And we'll hear more about how Jessica can track down some other folks in the crowd later on in the game. So, hey, some key players for Coach Bostwick. You got to start with the point guard, Tim. Dominic Rambo, 15.7 points a game, leads the team. Almost 4 assists a game at 3.7, leads the team. 2.7 steals a game, number 10 in the entire NAIA. He is a beast, offensively, defensively, at the tip of the iceberg for the Lions. And then Mike Noellaway, 7.3 boards a game, leads the team, plus 11 points a game. And then back now, finally after taking a few games off in the fall semester, Nathaniel Deuce Ward, 10.5 a game, 4.5 rebounds, and a huge presence now that he's back on the team.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that game-sealing dunk yet against St. Thomas. He really is in position, I feel like, to be one of the key leaders on this squad. And having him back is shown for the team. They went down into Fort Worth and beat Texas Wesleyan by 2 points. First time they've ever beat Texas Wesleyan on the road. So I think only the 3rd time overall. So very huge for Deuce Ward being back in this lineup. Looking at the key players from the St. Thomas Celts, led by Brian Casse. He leads the team with 13.8 points per game and also leads them with 6.9 rebounds a game. Travis Lampley, though, I feel like he's kind of the center of this offense. He has 8.6 assists per game. That leads the entire NAIA. He has 2.5 steals per game, which is number 14 in the NAIA, just behind our own Dominic Rambo. So I feel like you can really see Travis Lampley is kind of the beginning and the end of this offense. He also has 13.1 points per game, so he's not too far out for leading this team in points per game. Lastly is Caleb Williams. He has 13 points per game and 5.9 rebounds a game. So those three guys, Kase, Lampley, and Williams, really, I feel like kind of make up this core of this offense, and especially Lampley. If you can limit how well he can pass the ball, how well he can steal the ball, you have a much better chance of winning this ball game.
And Rambo came over from Oklahoma Wesleyan, which is where Bostwick came to us about a year and a half ago. So he brought him down with him along with another fellow teammate, Caleb Gentry. So Coach Bostwick has got buy-in from these players. They'll transfer from another school for him. So Bostwick's done a great job of turning this program around, led by his point guard, Dominic Rambo. And you look at this game, it's the 3 seed versus the 4 seed if the tournament were to begin today. So Lions have the 3 seed. Right now, Celtics have the 4. So you know the Celtics want to grab and jump frog and take over that 3rd spot today in the conference.
I think Bostwick put it best. He said they're 1 game out of 1st place, and they're 1 game out of 6th place. That's how tight the Red River Conference really is. When you have the number 7 seed that's LSU Shreveport that beat the Lions here at home just about a month ago, that shows how tight these top 7 teams are. It's one of the most competitive conferences in the NAIA, unquestionably.
Well, we'll be right back after this quick commercial break with starting lineups.
Welcome back to the Schaefer Center. The players are just about to finish warming up as we approach the 5-minute mark before the game will begin. Well, we already mentioned a lot of returning faces for SAGU Lions, but also there's a lot of new faces that you might not know. So we thought I'd put together a little video for you to introduce your 2012-2013 SAGU Lions.
Maurice Oglesby, forward, Arlington, Texas.
Caleb Gentry, guard, Hondo, Texas.
Devontae Dunn, guard, Woods Point, Texas.
James Ford, shooting guard, Victoria, Texas.
Tyler Guidry, guard, Houston, Texas.
Justas Norvilas, forward, Tauragė, Lithuania.
Mark Noellaway, sophomore forward, Louisville, Texas.
Dominic Rambo, guard, Dallas, Texas.
Jonathan Walter, sophomore guard, Garland, Texas.
Adam Martinez, point guard, San Antonio, Texas.
Emmanuel Agoy, small forward, local Arkansas.
Deuce Ward, forward, Waco, Texas.
Ryan Alford, power forward, Houston, Texas.
Clayton O'Neill, guard, Hallsville, Texas.
Hugh Starks, power forward, Bellevue, Nebraska.
Reed Brunner, guard, Hallersville, Texas.
And that is your lineup for the SAGU Lions men team. And boy, they look good. They all look good. Strong, powerful athletes. So, hey, it's going to be an awesome game today.
Yeah, and you need to know all those players, because if you haven't followed the Lions before, you know now. Coach Bostwick will play a lot. He really has almost a 3-line look. He'll keep on some of these guys in and out. It won't be a surprise at all to see 4 or 5 complete 5-man substitutions throughout this game. He keeps his players fresh, and he trusts in the fact that he has a very deep lineup. St. Thomas is a lot the same way. So we're going to be seeing a lot of faces out there, a lot of guys with a chance to make a huge impact on today's game.
You're exactly right. It's very common. We've seen it both before where he'll call a timeout or at a break, and 5 players will walk off the court, and 5 brand new players will walk in. And that's a deep bench. That's a trust in your bench as well. And I think it gains confidence among all the players that, hey, I'm going to get some playing time. So everyone enters the game excited. They're in the game mentally. They know they're going to get some time on the court today. Well, we asked a question. You'd ask a question. On Facebook, maybe you answered. You might be the winner. So without any further delay, Tim Roberts now has the answer to our trivia question. What was the question again, what is our answer?
The question was, when was the year that the Lady Lions basketball squad made the national tournament, the NAIA national tournament? The answer is it was 2010. So we'll be checking on the Facebook to see if anyone got that answer correct. We're going to go ahead and throw another bone for you right now, though, if you didn't get in time for that one. When was the last time the SAGU men, the last and only time, made the national tournament?
Am I ineligible to play?
You are also ineligible to play because the banner is about 15 feet from you. I explained this to you once already. When was the year that the men's basketball squad made the NAIA national tournament? Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/SAGU Sports Live. Answer the question before the end of the game. First answer, simple rules. First answer gets a little prize. So we'll be sure to get that on to you. Be sure and check out our Facebook page for all the latest SAGU update news, all the latest SAGU highlights. That's the big thing we want to do for you on Facebook, offer you all the highlights from all the sports that we cover. You got to go back if you haven't yet and watch all the highlights we covered in fall, all the top plays of the month. We mentioned it earlier. Some of the best plays I saw in all of sports last fall. It better than any play I saw the Cowboys pull off, that's for sure.
I wasn't going to go there, but since you brought it up.
I took myself there. That's okay. Well, we're just about a minute and a half left until we start this game. It's going to be an absolutely great game. So let's go to a quick commercial break and come back with starting lineups, national anthem, and prayer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for the Celts. At guard, senior from Houston, Texas, number 5, Travis Lampley. At guard, sophomore from Fort Bend, Texas, number 13, Derek Dudley. At forward, junior from Spring, Texas, number 22, Brian Causey. At forward, senior from Houston, Texas, number 33, Caleb Williams. And at forward, junior from Fort Bend, Texas, number 44, Hennick Jean. Head coach is Todd Smith. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for your SAGU Lions. At guard, junior from Hondo, Texas, number 2, Caleb Gentry. At forward, sophomore from Louisville, Texas, number 15, Mike Lowe.
It's been a Christian quite a few years. Victory in faith, but I failed in my fears.
At guard, junior from Dallas, Texas, number 20, Dominique Rambo.
The word became flesh, lived for 30 years.
At guard, sophomore from Garland, Texas, number 21, Jonathan Walter. And at forward, senior from Waco, Texas, number 33, Head coach for the Lions is Donnie Boswick. Assistant coaches are Garrett Jones, Kyle Tucker, and Reed Bruner.
I thought I wanted like drunk, sexed out, and blunted, but all I really wanted was the one who really wanted. Fought death, beat it, gave his life to the public. I love it. I love it.
Welcome back to the Schaefer Center. It's just time for tip-off now. Introductions have been made, lineups established, and it's time to play some basketball here. Game 2 of our doubleheader here, the Schaefer Gymnasium. SAGU won the last match, game, I should say, against the Celts back in the Red River Athletic Conference tourney, a 67-60 win. Also won a regular home season game, 72-55. Winning the last 2, but overall, as we said before in pregame, the overall series team is 3-3, and this team is evenly matched this year as well.
Yeah, you look at these, where they are in scoring. SAGU averages 75.6 points per game. St. Thomas averages 72.5. St. Thomas gives up 62.3 points per game. SAGU gives up 68.5. That's first and second in the Red River Conference. So these teams are statistically even. They might be roster even, and now we get to see who can prevail in 40 minutes of basketball. Tip-off goes St. Thomas way, and they move down the court.
Dudley sets things up from the top of the key. 4:16 on the shot clock. Patient offense. As the Lions set up in a tight man-to-man defense. Now under 7, here's a shot. It's good, a 3-ball.
Caleb Williams, 6'5", out of Houston, Texas. With Deuce Ward in his face, knocks that one down.
Good to have Deuce back in the court. 4 games back, already making a big impact. Now here's Rambo, a high archer, and it's good. 3-3. Rambo money early on for the Lions.
The Lions average 7.2 three-pointers made a game. Right behind them, St. Thomas with 6.5. The Lions are actually making about
another 3.
Wow.
Right on cue, Tim. There they are. Nothing but threes. 3 3-point shots. All 3 gone in. 6-3 your score. Maybe Gentry will try one. Looks inside for Deuce.
The thing about this Lions lineup is there isn't a player on this team
Walter for 3. First miss of the game.
But there isn't a player on this team who is not, to some extent, a good 3-point shooter. Every single Lion, to play a Coach Bostwick offense, you need to be able to knock down an outside shot. And almost every single player would be considered a very good outside shooter.
Coming off the screen, number 13, Derek Dudley. Nice team basketball there. Freed himself off the screen. Drilled that 2-point shot. It's 8-3. Celts.
Yeah, St. Thomas so far has taken 3 shots, knocked them all down.
Move all the way inside, back out to Gentry from way downtown. Offensive rebound. And the Lions will reset this ball. Here comes Dwellaway. Near the free throw line. And he delivers for the Lions.
With Caleb Williams in his face, knocks it down. The Lions are a very good offensive rebounding team. They are 6th in the NAIA with 15.7 offensive boards a game.
They got inside. He freed him inside. That's Hennick Jean. Cleared up some space, dominated the block, laid it up and in for 2. 10-5. Celts.
SAGU's defense is also very good against shooting. They only allow their opponents about a 37% shooting average, which is 4th in the NAIA.
Here's Walter.
So far, St. Thomas has yet to miss a shot, though. St. Thomas can overcome this very good shooting defense of the Lions. They can really
another 3-point ball, another good one. Rack it up. Caleb Williams, the senior from Houston, hits the 4th shot in a row. No misses yet for the Celts, like you said, and just like that, 13-5.
Yeah, they have jumped out very quick in this game, knocking down 3 from beyond the arc, cutting inside for some easy layups. And
check that 5 shots. Yeah, 5 shots in a row.
5 for 5. And we were just saying, I was just trying to say with Lions, 4th in the nation in shooting defense. So already 5 for 5, shooting 100% very early on, but these shots are looking nice.
They're open, they're clean, good release, everything, their offense is gelling right off the top. And so timeout called by Bostwick to reset the troops. And in now for the Lions, number 32, Emmanuel Adoy.
Yeah, he will take Deuce Ward's spot.
Rambo.
Oh, good.
Nice offensive board from Gentry, and he'll get the call. He was rewarded by a great crash. Took it up off the jump, laid it back up, and on his way down was fouled. And so he'll go to the line for a couple.
That's one of Coach Bostwick's mottos. Go get the ball out of the net, whether they're making it or missing it. Go crash the boards. Gentry follows it up there. Lions shooting about 66% from the foul line this year, much better than last year. At one point last year, they were next to last in the NAIA in free throw shooting. They've improved on that this year as Gentry knocks down both.
And now a little pressure, a little full court press applied by the Lions. Celts able to handle that. They'll reset their offense with about 25 on the shot clock. James Ford also checks in for the game. He's out top. Good help defense there from Newellaway. Caused that miss, the first miss of the game. Not going to miss that one, though. Putting it up and in is Hennick Jean after he was denied initially by a double team when Newellaway came over to help out. He recovers and puts the Celts up 15-7. Here's Adoy. Inside to Newellaway. No call. Plenty of contact, no call, fouled. Off the glass, no good. Brian Causey. Inside Newellaway, back out. Here comes Gentry. Newellaway in trouble, he needs to call timeout. Instead it's a jump ball, and the whistle is gonna go in favor of the Lions. They'll stay right where they're at. Checking in for the game is Ryan Alford and Tyler Guidry.
Newellaway and Gentry will take a seat.
Good defense from the Celts, denying almost every inlet pass. Rambo looking for answers. He's got Ford in the corner. Nice offensive rebound. That was Adoy, tipped it over to Gentry. Or Guidry, I should say.
Rambo gets tripped up, and it is a foul on St. Thomas, number 13, Derek Dudley. Adoy will inbound from underneath the basket. And you're right, St. Thomas' defense just not allowing the Lions any breathing room.
Even inbounding the ball there. They almost got a 5-second call. Coach calling for the swing. Adoy's looking for help at the top of the key. Here comes Rambo. Off the glass, no good. Follow.
Rambo gets his own assist. Puts it in.
(19-15) Celts. Patient offense. Looking for cracks in the armor of the Lions defense. Pesky man-to-man defense.
Shot clock down to 7.
A big three. Short off the front of the glass, off the front of the rim. And now here comes Guidry. And a whistle, a push. That's going to be on number 22, Blake Torres, a sophomore from Friendswood, Texas.
St. Thomas foul number 22, Brian.
That's the third foul of the half on St. Thomas. Lions down by 6. Adoy will again inbound from underneath the basket.
Rambo for 3. Swish!
Had a defender,
2 for 2 from three-point land.
Had a defender in his face. But he did a good job. That's going to be a push on Adoy.
That's totally unnecessary. He's 3 feet in front of the three-point line. No need to push him. That's a cheap foul picked up by UST. At the expense of Adoy, just an unnecessary foul. Player wasn't in position to shoot at all. I think he's going for the steal. Nice motion offense from the UST, and they deliver.
You see Lampley, why he leads the NAI in assists, just as a cannon pass, launching it from the hip pocket. Unable to.
Rambo breaks down the guard. He gets in trouble, though. Boy, Rambo's getting all he can handle from number 13 for UST, Derek Dudley. Quick on the defensive front. Now 10 on the shot clock. And now a whistle on numbered. That's Blake Torres again. That's 2 quick fouls on Torres. He's going to have to take a seat.
Again, not a foul you want to commit when you've shut down the offense.
And here comes head coach Todd Smith, going to take out Torres and bringing Rami Mahfouz into the game from Cairo, Egypt. Oh, check that. Adrian Morales. Check that. Adrian Morales from Deer Park, Texas. Todd Smith, formerly an assistant coach on the bench at Rice University, who played this same UST game in UST's second game of the season, and they beat Rice. They beat a Division I school, this team that SAGU is playing tonight. Pretty handily too, Tim. There's a three-point shot good by Ford. Cuts the lead to 2. St. Thomas beat a D1 school, Rice, by 13, 72-59 back on November 10th. Second game of the season, and there's a 3-ball.
No, just 2.
I'll check that 2. Foot on the line from Nate McAnally. So this St. Thomas team can play some ball. You know, whether Rice is a great D1 school or not, they're a D1 school. There's a 3-ball missed by Rambo. Offensive rebound, still no call. Block.
And the ball's going to go out. The Lions will retain possession.
We talked about it. Here they come. 5 out, 5 in.
It's going to be Noel away, Ward, Walter, Oglesby, and Gentry into the game. And the other 5 take a seat. Coach Bostwick knows that sometimes these games are a marathon. It's more important to have fresh legs. Noel away. Looks like it might have been contacted from behind.
Drive, dish outside, 3-ball, good! Penetration, pulled the defense in, dished back out, 3-ball's good from Caleb Williams.
St. Thomas just has not let up on their accurate shooting.
Ooh, Noella was looking for a backdoor alley-oop. Couldn't connect on that one. Now dish back over, swing over. Here's Gentry, he delivers a 3. Caleb Gentry, Oklahoma Wesleyan University transfer. Came over when Coach Bostwick came down south and crossed the Red River to join the Lions. Originally from Hondo High School is Caleb Gentry. Delivers that 3-ball and pulls the Lions to within 4.
Lions doing just enough right now to not let St. Thomas pull away.
Here's Williams again, and he delivers. The senior from Houston.
He has 12 points, and if my memory serves me correctly, that's 4 3-pointers. St. Thomas putting on a display on how to shoot right now.
Drew contact, got the whistle, and that is correct. 12 points on 4 shots, 4 3-pointers for Williams, the senior.
And this is the St. Thomas team, like I said, only averages 6.5 3-pointers a game. That's middle of the road. That's what you average in a game. They've knocked down, I believe, 6 in this game already. So they are already matching their season average. Gentry misses the first free throw.
Gentry able to hit 1 out of 2.
Lions trail by 6.
And here comes the trap. Here comes the press.
Lions will definitely have to stiffen their defense as they found out you just can't leave St. Thomas alone on the outside and guard the inside.
Exactly. Not just stiffen, extend. They're going to have to protect the 3-point line or else this game could reach double-digit deficit in a big hurry. Exactly right. There it is again, another 3-ball, and it's good. Barrett Lauer gets in on the action. Another guard penetration. Draws the man-to-man defense in for just a moment. Dish out to the corner. A wide open shot from Lauer, and he delivers. Another senior from Montgomery, Texas, puts the Celtics up by 8.
Lions have got to find a way to neutralize.
There's now an inside pass, and he converts. Noelaway does. He'll go to the line and try to convert a 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Well, he's such a strong player. When he goes up that hard, even if you foul him, he has such an ability to power through and get the basket. Oglesby will take a seat. Rambo will come back into the game. Lions with a chance to cut the score back down to 5.
Fast pace as well. At this pace, both teams may break 100. And that trickles in.
Lions trail by 5. It's 27-22. And what is so far a shooting coach's dream.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And there's a whistle. It's going to be on Dominic Rambo. It's like a reach. The Lions have got to find a way to get a hand in the face of these offensive shooters because they're just getting a lot of wide open looks and really executing most of their chances, including Mr. Williams right there, who's 4 out of 4 from three-point land. .15 the shot clock, another 3 and a whistle, and now we'll go shoot 3 at the free throw line. That's going to be number 12, Adrian Morales.
Southwestern foul number 21, Jonathan Walter.
Walter nicked him as he released a 3 ball from well beyond the arc.
That's not how you want to defend it, by sending him to the line for 3.
You know what's funny though, sometimes three-point shooters can actually struggle at the free throw line. It's an odd occurrence, but it does happen. Sometimes some of your best shooters in a game, in the flow of a game, are not the best free throw shooters. But so far, not the case here. Morales knocks down the first 2, 1 more coming. 4 checks into the game for Walter, for the Lions.
With 10:52 left in the second quarter, the Houston Texans lead the Cincinnati Bengals 6-0. For any of you tuning in who would also like to know the score of that game, as we have the University of St. Thomas from Houston here, SAGU at the moment leading by 8. We approach the 9-minute mark.
And that's just a sloppy ball handling play right there. Sloppy in that pass into Rambo. Rambo tried to go baseline and just got trapped. Nowhere to go with that ball and turn it over to St. Thomas. And now, don't look now, but St. Thomas looking to go up by double figures.
Got to be careful if you're the Lions.
They're looking inside for Ian Davis. He's not there now. Here comes Kazi. Swing pass over. Good ball movement from the Celts. Kazi gets a man up in the air, lets it fly, rebound forward. He's going to push up to Gentry. Here comes Deuce. He puts the ball on the floor. Over to Rambo. 3 ball. Its own rebound. He'll take it back up again. Scoop. No good. Well away. And a whistle.
Foul come in. Gets number 21, Brian Kasi. 22, that is, Brian Kasi. And Noella will again go back to the line for 2 free throws. Hits the first.
Here comes Emmanuel Adoy, and also Ryan Alford will check in for Deuce Ward. And also checking into the game is number 12, Tyler Guidry. Out goes Caleb Gentry. Lions cut the lead to 6. Noella will take a seat. And comes Alford. So again, this is your third, your third set of 5. You talked about 3 different sets. A whole different look that now St. Thomas has to deal with.
And this Lions defense now has to find a way to slow down and keep this game close. You got to imagine St. Thomas's shooting will cool off eventually. You can't shoot about 75-80% for a whole game.
The only time I saw that happen, I'm dating myself, 1985, Villanova Wildcats missed only 6 shots against Georgetown University, shot 78%. To this day, I have never seen a game like that in my entire life. The team just could not miss a basket.
Ford airballs that one, but it's saved by Adoy. Shot clock down to 3.
You need a prayer. It's good if it goes. Oh, it almost went.
But it hit the rim there for the Lions.
Rambo with the rebound. That was actually a pretty good looking shot.
That was a very important shot. He got it off before the shot clock went off. It hit the rim, therefore it was not a violation by the Lions. Ball goes off of St. Thomas, and the Lions retain possession.
With a new shot clock. Reset for the Lions. Here's Emmanuel Doy over to Guidry. That might be offensive, and it is. That's a push. Push from Guidry. Called for offensive foul. I love how Coach Bostwick gives almost every player. There's going to be one or two at the end of the bench who have not played yet, but he gives so many players opportunities, substantial minutes to make their case as why they should be maybe in a starting rotation. I really think that's a healthy attitude that he fosters on this ball club, Tim.
Guidry dishes it out to Adoy. Right now, he's going to need to find 5 players who can keep this one close.
Almost a travel by Ford. Rambo helps him out, and now 8 on the shot clock. Rambo's going to need to find someone faster. Take it himself. He will take it himself. A high Rainbow. It's good! From 15 feet. Baseline jump shot. Good. Cuts the lead to 6.
The Lions just are not allowing the Celts to get away yet. They are keeping this one within 2 or 3 possessions. You just got to hope of your SAGU that this three-point shooting will wear off. It's been a little while. It has been a little while. After it felt like St. Thomas was hitting one each time each trip down the court. Rambo pulls up.
Big one, big one, big one. Rambo and a timeout from Coach Todd Smith of St. Thomas. He's seen enough. He's not happy at all with his defense.
That's a big turn of events right now. Felt like just a moment ago, St. Thomas led by 8, had the opportunity to go up by 10. The Lions have turned it back around with some clutch play by Dominic Rambo.
Down by just 3, 32-29. And make sure if you're still thinking it through, make sure you go online and find the answer to our trivia question for this men's game. Whit was the last year that the men's ball club made the NAIA tournament.
That is the goal this year. They were just a prayer shot away against Our Lady of the Lake in the tournament from getting that spot in the national tournament. They went on to finish 3rd in the NCCAA national tournament. But the goal is definitely the NAIA national tournament.
You get one guess and let us know on Facebook. If you're the winner, we will contact you.
James Ford playing very close defense.
Nice dish inside, now back out. Williams has already had 4 3 balls. A foul not called from Emmanuel, and he doesn't need it. He drops it in anyway. Although there's Williams asking for the help. Emmanuel looked like he was all over it, but no whistle.
14 points for Williams on the night.
Rambo looking for help for Adoy. He'll take it himself. The top of the key, that's good. Just inside the the 3-point line, and now it's 34-31.
Rambo scored the last 7 points for the Lions. He's taking this game over on himself right now and has us back to a 3-point game.
Free ball again from St. Thomas. That's an air ball. And I'll tell you what, that's Travis Lampley looking back at the ref for a whistle, and none called. Looks like he was nicked on the arm. He thought he was, and ref missed that one if there was contact. Lions get the ball back, looking to tie or pull within 1 as we are now under 5 minutes left in a fast and furious first half of play. Rambo from well beyond the arc.
He is feeling it right now. You can just see it in his eyes that Dominic Rambo is feeling it.
There's a steal. Here comes Rambo again. Will it pop up or go all the way? Back over to Guidry. Guidry will take a shot at it. Oh, dish over to Emmanuel Adoy. Up and in, it's good!
The Lions have their first lead of the game. They're on a 10-0 run with 4:15 left in the first half.
Rambo chomping at the bit for more. Leads the defense at the top of the key. Here's a drive and a dish and a whistle, and they're going to call.
It's a charge. Charging foul.
Check that, a charge.
On St. Thomas. No, it will be.
It was a block. I thought he called it a block, but
the initial motion seemed to indicate a charge.
Yeah, it was confusing at first how the ref called that, but it was a blocking foul. Bucket good.
Yeah,
free throw coming.
His change of possession motion and one motion are very similar. I'm going to have to grade him down on that one. It's like if your face mask and hold look exactly the same.
We just missed the call. Let's just admit it, we missed it.
Free throw is good, and St. Thomas has reclaimed the lead.
It's first foul on Deuce.
Reaching foul, it appears.
Foul from Barrett Lauer.
And that'll send Rambo to the line. St. Thomas in the bonus.
This game could have got out of hand, but Rambo has, I don't want to say single-handedly, but has been a huge factor in pulling the lines from what was almost a 10-point deficit to a 1-point lead, and now he ties it up again at 37 all.
Well, Rambo's the one that had the long-distance threes and the just pure shooting. The arc is working for him today. And the Lions retake the lead on 2 free throws by Dominic Rambo.
I'll tell you what, his form on the free throw release is good and pure, so he's in the zone, as you like to call it. At the line, field goal percentage, handling the ball. There's a block. Rambo got a piece of that himself. Now he's getting into the defensive act. Great behind block, and now over to Gentry. Another big three. That one's a bit short. I don't mind that though. When you're on fire and you're feeling it, you keep letting those babies fly.
Might want to take a step in next time. That was about 5.5 feet behind the three-point line. That's a foul
whistle
after the shot went off, but that will be for 3. So for the second time.
Second time Walter did that.
Second time St. Thomas will go to the line for 3 free throws. It's number 13, Derek Dudley. With just 5 points on the night, but a chance to increase that right here. His team down by 1. Misses the first. Rambo now with 20 points in the first half. Much of that in the last 5 and 6 minutes.
And out goes Walter with 2 fouls, both beyond the 3-point arc.
Ford will step into the game.
And able to hit 2 out of 3 to give St. Thomas a 1-point edge. Starting lineup back in for the Lions. There's 3 minutes left to play in the first half. Here's Deuce. Check that Newell away. In and out. Good look. You can't ask for more than that from a big man. Just inside the 3-point land. A good open look. Just couldn't get it to fall. Ooh, a little behind the back pass. There's a wide open look from Kazi, and he delivers. The junior from Spring, Texas, Klein Collins High School.
Lions back down by 3. Deuce goes
well
up
away.
high.
Looks inside, off the glass, too strong.
The Lions, I believe, will retain possession. And they will.
Noella wants the ball back. Now over to Deuce, who launches the 3. Deuce almost got called for over the back. Gotta be careful there. Gotta be careful.
Perfect passing by St. Thomas, getting the Lions out of position.
Nate McAnally drops in 2 more. He's a junior from Bridge City, Texas.
And after the Lions took their first lead of the game, St. Thomas has battled back and is up by 5 with under 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Man-to-man defense is really working. That's going to be way short. Looks like the ball just came off his hand funny. Deuce never got a good look at that one. This defense from St. Thomas, Tim, is strong. This man-to-man defense is fast, quick, denying passing lanes, keeping Rambo working extra hard, although he gets free in that one. Off the glass, no good. Here come the Celts in transition, and it's still by Rambo. He's back on his feet. He looks up court, dishes over to Wellaway. He lays it up and in!
Nice look by Rambo, and Wellaway had to go up strong over the defenders. Back to a 3-point game. Lampley gets it out. St. Thomas will hang on to it.
Ooh, nice fake. Too strong off the glass. Wellaway with the board. Rambo looks up. He's got Gentry. And they'll reset with 25 on the shot clock. Under 1 minute left in the first half. Lions looking to pull within one or perhaps tie with a 3-ball. They find themselves down 43-40, and as we knew it, a tightly contested first half. And here's the 3-ball. It's got the range, and it's got the accuracy, and it is good. Kidding me?
Tie ball game. Shot clock will go off as St. Thomas will hold for the last shot. SAGU has dragged themselves back into a tie.
Those are hard to defend, Tim. I don't care how good a defender you are.
I mean, if
Give it to him.
If the guy can hit it from that far out, there's not much you can do. You can't sacrifice your defense by playing him that far out.
Nope, because he'll burn you on the inside. He'll find open man on the inside or take you to the rack.
Lampley lets the clock run down.
5 on the shot clock, or on the game clock. Uh-oh, a steal. Now here's the last second shot. Is it good? It counts. No, it hit the scoreboard. Thankfully, the scoreboard still works. That hurts. I can feel that from here. As we've reached halftime now, and we are tied up right as it were. We had tip-off, 43-43, and we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Stay tuned here on SAGU Sports Network. 3:43 at halftime here at the Schaefer Center. As, boy, this has been a tightly contested game, and I'll tell you what, 3 balls have been a flying, led by Dominic Rambo for the Lions, 23 points. And we'll hear more about some first half stats in just a minute, but first, let's go to our courtside reporter, Jessica Price, who's standing by with a recent graduate from SAGU. Jessica, who do you have?
Hey, I'm over here with our very own alumni, Taylor Johnson. Say hello.
Hi.
All right, here you are at some basketball game. Did you play basketball when you were younger?
No, I did not. I am allergic to being in shape. And I was the mascot when I was in high school, and so that's the closest I probably ever came to being an athlete.
Well, there you have it, folks, and I heard that you have a comedy album that just got released. Hey, tell us about it.
Oh, I have a stand-up album that just came out. Oh, somebody's heard of it. A stand-up album that just came out a few days ago. It's on iTunes. My name is Taylor Johnson. It's called Don't Panic, and it's just, I don't know, please, someone buy it.
Well, please, there you have it, folks. We're going to enjoy the rest of the game over here. Go Lions. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jessica. Thank you, Mr. Taylor Johnson. Fun comedian, always fun to listen to, and be sure to pick up that album if you can. So I'll tell you what, Tim, some first stats are blowing me away, so we'll get to these in just a few moments.
Yeah, and now if you've watched many SAGU games this year, you've noticed that the Lions always come out with very unique warm-up jerseys, and they always have a very interesting slogan on the back. Well, we've talked, this year's slogan is probably the most interesting we've had so far, and we earlier this week sat down and talked with Coach Bostwick about what the slogan means and the story behind it.
Let's take a look.
This year, every year we try to look for a theme for our basketball team, and sometimes our players come up with it, sometimes I've come up with it. But what would guys that don't know anything about us, if they read the back of our shirt, what would they say? What would they, so usually we try to get something that has a question along with it. I was in a church service. I've been praying about it for a while, and the pastor gave me this theme, or he actually, brought this message forth, and I took the theme. I knew it was the right one for our team, and the theme is getting the wheelbarrow. And the story goes back in the middle 1850s, there was a tightrope walker, a high wire walker that came up with an idea to walk across the Niagara Falls on a tightrope. And his name was Charles Blondin. And he walked across this number of different ways. His story's amazing. What happened was he walked across this tightrope, the story goes, as the pastor told me, with a wheelbarrow, and did a couple tricks, and he got to the other side, and the audience was going crazy, and everybody, was wanting to do it again, do something, interesting. So he asked the audience, "How many of you guys want to see me do that again?" And everybody goes crazy. Yeah. So he asked for a volunteer to get in the wheelbarrow, and nobody raised their hand. A lot of people believe God can, but few believes He will. And so our goal this year is for our team to get in the wheelbarrow, all in. Believe God will do something special for His glory. Maybe we can go out and play our hearts off, do everything we can, hopefully, to glorify Him by playing basketball for SAGU, represent our school, represent our families, represent Christ, most importantly. So by putting the wheelbarrow on the back and people say, "What does that mean?" Then we're able to tell them the story. And maybe that will bring a little bit of spark to them. I wonder if they're in the wheelbarrow or if they're just on the outside looking in.
All right, welcome back to the Schaefer Gymnasium. We're at halftime, 43-43. And Tim, the first half stats are pretty amazing. Besides the score being tied, the shooting definitely in favor of St. Thomas, although, all that matters is the score. They've shot 61% from the field compared to SAGU's 38%.
Yeah, 38%. I mean, that's average what SAGU looks at, but 61% is unbelievable. If you were to look at the shooting, you would not believe the score was tied, but the area that SAGU has dominated is in rebounds. They have 10 more rebounds than St. Thomas. All 10 of the advantage, the 10, comes from offensive rebounds. SAGU has 11 offensive boards to just 1 for St. Thomas. Those second chance opportunities are what kept SAGU in this game and have them tied right now.
Total of 28 three-point shots attempted by both teams combined. SAGU 7 out of 19 and St. Thomas 5 out of 9, including 4 for 4 from three-point land from Caleb Williams, who leads all Celtic scorers with 14. But how about Dominic Rambo, Tim? 23 points off of 5 for 9 from three-point land.
Yeah, 5 for 9. He has 23, 8 for 17 overall, shooting just under 50%. Also, the thing that was pointed out to one of our statisticians is very interesting. St. Thomas had 16 made field goals in the first half. 12 of those had assists. That is a very unique stat. That is a team who is very good at dishing the ball around, at getting guys open. 8 of those assists came from Travis Lampley, your NAIA assist leader, who averages about 6 or 7 a game. He already has 8 today. So
and SAGU is no slouch either. 8 assists on 14 field goals. So that's a really respectable percentage as well. So both guards doing their job for that thing, as far as that is considered. Free throws, 8 out of 9 for SAGU, as you see. 6 out of 7 for St. Thomas. Turnovers even, blocks even. Largest lead was 8, but then the Rambo show showed up and cut that right back to where they've actually had a lead for a while.
The big stat there is turnovers. Each team with just 2 turnovers. They're keeping the mistakes down. They're making up for it where they lack. SAGU shooting 23% lower than St. Thomas, but gets 10 offensive boards more. That's the rest of the score. The rest of the stat sheet is tied after that. But those stats right there are keeping these two teams even. They played an amazing first half, and we can only expect what's going to be coming up in the second half. 2
steals for SAGU, none for the Celts, and 1 block shot for each. So really, we're in for a tight second half of play, and boy, if they shoot any more 3 points like they did at the beginning of the half, we could be nearing the century mark for one of these ball clubs, maybe even both ball clubs. They're on pace right now to at least sniff at 100.
Yeah, and they've been looking very good. SAGU is going to have to find a way to get that shooting down. You can't allow another 50-plus really shooting half if you really want to stay in this game. Unless, again, if you can keep on boarding the way you are right now. With these offensive rebounds, a plus 10 offensive rebound margin is massive. Imagine a plus 4 turnover margin in the first half of a football game. That's essentially what you're looking at when you have that many extra possessions given to your team off of offensive boards. And the guys who have really grabbed those so far, Dominic Rambo actually has 3. Then it's spread all the way across. 2 for Adoy, 2 for Ford, 1 for Guidry, 1 for Gentry, 1 for Deuce, 1 for Newellaway. So the entire team is in on the action. It's not just one guy who's pulling down all these offensive rebounds. The entire team knows to crash the boards and go get that ball.
So, like you said, Travis Lampley has already reached his average for an entire game at 8 assists, 8.6 per game. Here's something that's interesting, Tim. Brian Cossey, the leading scorer for the Celts, shut out. Not a single point. And Caleb Williams, who averages 13, already has 14. So Caleb Williams really picking up the slack for Cossey, who we need to watch out for him because he's capable of scoring. He leads this team in scoring. Shutout so far, I doubt that'll be the case in the second half.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the three-point battle shapes up early on. They're 5 for 9 in the first half, is exactly what three-point shooting the Celts had. But it felt like they must have started off 4 for 5, so they've really kind of slumped off since then. If SAGU can keep their average around where it is right now, around 37%, and somehow keep the Celts off balance, you got to like their chances in the second half.
And Rambo already 8 points above his average, and we're just at halftime. So lights out for Rambo. He needs to keep that up, and we'll see how the rotation that Coach Bostwick uses comes into play as they keep giving the Celtics really 3 different looks, like we were saying at the beginning of the game, to keep the defense on guard. What I find interesting is when you bring 5 new players in, I mean, as someone who played the game before, you're like, who guards who? Usually when one person comes in, it's pretty easy to figure out who it is. Your guy walked out. 5 new players walk in. You've got a matter of seconds to determine who guards who before the ball is inbound.
Yeah, and that's how well these guys are coached. They know exactly what to do in every single circumstance, and they've put themselves in a very good position to win this game after being down 8 with about 8 minutes left in the first half. It looked like St. Thomas might just have the ultimate advantage today, but since then SAGU has turned it on, and even again after taking a brief lead, St. Thomas surged back ahead by 5, and it looked like, okay, maybe St. Thomas has weathered the storm and SAGU's done for. The lead was changed 4 times in the first half, and it was tied 6 times, which is very impressive considering it felt like St. Thomas led for most of the game.
Now, something interesting between these 2 coaches. I met both of them before the game. I was talking with them, and I learned something that's kind of interesting. Coach Todd Smith, as I mentioned, was an assistant coach at Rice University for 18 years, and one of his players was a man by the name of Chase Mag. And he mentioned him in pregame to Coach Bostwick, and Bostwick looked at him and opened up his eyes and said, Chase Mag? And Coach Smith said, yes. He said, I played with Chase Mag at JUCO before he transferred to Rice. So interesting connection between these 2 head coaches through a player that was all conference in the Southwest Conference back in the early 90s playing for Rice University.
That's it's a small world.
It is a small world, Texas basketball. Big state, small basketball world. Well, we're just about 2 minutes away from the beginning of the second half of play, and so we'll take a quick commercial break and be right back with second half action here on the SAGU Sports Network. Stay with us. Well, during the first half of play, we had a chance to listen into a conversation that Coach Donnie Bostwick had with his players during a timeout. So take a listen and see what he told his players.
Over and over. E.
You gotta hit the cup,
man. Listen. 44 and 40 can't shoot. You know if they're outside, they're gonna get screened. You gotta miss that so we can help. I'm a shooter, right? Get through that stuff. Hey, we're slowly doing better. We gotta continue to fight through our defense. And talk, are you tired? Then act like you're not tired out there. Brothers, 1, 2, 3.
Boy, I tell you, love the passion of Coach Donnie Bostwick. He has got these players playing the best they can. They believe in his system, and when you have knowledge with passion, that equals a great coach. That's what we have here at Southwestern, Tim.
And I think that's the biggest thing. They believe. They believe in this coach. They believe in this. There's nobody questioning why something's happening. The guys aren't sitting on the bench fuming. We both played basketball. I played basketball under some great coaches, under some really terrible coaches. And when you've been under those bad coaches, you sit on the bench just furious the whole time. There's not a player in this team that's like that. They all respect this man and know what kind of talent he is. Well, here we go. Game tied up. 1 half to go. Maybe more. You never know.
Yeah, no doubt. Starting 5 back out on the court for the Lions, and there's a turnover right off the bat for the Celts. They give it over to the Lions.
It's worth mentioning that with 7 3-pointers, the Lions are halfway to 14. And when the Lions hit 14 3-pointers in the Schaefer Center, every fan will get a coupon for 6 free wings, courtesy of Buffalo Wild Wings here in Waxahachie, Texas.
I'm hungry.
Lions are also 57 points away from 100. And if they get to 100 points, every fan gets a coupon for a free taco, courtesy of Taco Bell here in Waxahachie, Texas. So there's a lot of food that can be gained if the Lions play well.
There are things on the line here. This has become an important game for my stomach. Let's go, Lions. Patient offense by St. Thomas.
Yeah, they're good at getting the quick shot if they need to, but they will wait.
Aaron shot off the side of the backboard. Now up ahead to Gentry. Nothing there. They'll reset their offense. Deuce or Newellaway at the top. Over to Dominic Rembo. A high arching shot, well short, air ball. St. Thomas recovers. Sets up shop with a lot of patience in this offense. No hurry.
The Lions are eliminating any men getting open. Early on, it seemed like you kind of have the strategy of maybe leave them open on the outside, see if they can make it. Missed from beyond 3-point arc.
And that was Kazi still without a point. Came off a pick from Williams, unable to connect on that long-range jumper. He remains scoreless on the afternoon. Now here comes Gentry. Dish back to Deuce, who stops, pops, good!
Amazing mid-air adjustment by Deuce Ward.
That's his first 2 points of the game.
Wow, that's hard to believe. He's put in some really good minutes. But yeah, it is his first basket. He's going backwards, jumps up, spins in the air, and knocks down the jump shot.
And there's a jump shot knocked down by Derek Dudley, Fort Bend, Texas native, sophomore, Elkins High School in the Fort Bend area. Newellaway calling for the ball inside. Now at the top, over to Rambo. He's going to take this. And a whistle and a charge called on Rambo. They're saying that Hennick Jean was set before Rambo came into the circle, and that's going to be a charge.
The issue Coach Bostwick is raising is whether or not Jean was in the restricted area. It appeared his feet were inside the arc, but the call goes against Rambo as a charge. Game remains tied at 45. Almost 3 minutes into the second half.
And there's a jump shot up and in, just top the free throw line. Derek Dudley. Just called his name a moment ago.
Dudley again with defenders in his face, doing a good job getting the ball up and over.
Gentry will take a shot at a three, and he delivers. Hits the back of the rim and rattles in. The Lions retain the lead, recapture the lead.
Ball goes off.
James Truckford checks in for Jonathan Walter. One of two seniors, Tim, on this SAGU Lions squad. The only other senior is Deuce Ward.
Still a very young squad, still a long ways to go.
Here's Williams. That's his first three-point miss of the game. And they're going to call a push. That's a push on Dudley, pushing Ford back. A backcourt whistle. And you see there, Todd Smith not happy about that at all.
It's his second foul.
Unnecessary. Completely unnecessary foul. And that could cost you later on in the game when you get down to the double bonus issue. Deuce trying to break down as many, shoots a three. No whistle, off the front of the rim, but tracked down by Gentry, looking for help. Here comes the streaking Ward, a whistle.
And it's another charge.
Another charge is correct.
Deuce Ward comes in hard, but again, they rule that the Celt was set. Alford steps in for Deuce Ward, who just committed his second foul. The Celts trailing by one. Have done a good job of drawing two charges here early in the second half.
And that shooting has cooled down just a bit. 61% the first half. Not quite as accurate, although here's Williams. There he is, he's back. He's now 5 out of 6 from three-point land. As Rambo just shakes his head as he retrieves the ball. It's like you said, it's hard to defend against a three-point ball that's 3 feet beyond the arc, Tim.
Rambo out to Gentry.
Rambo's going to take it in. He's going to step in the line. Sure did.
Adoy and Guidry come into the game, and Gentry and Noellaway sit. Lions with a few unsuccessful possessions in a row now. Don't want to waste possessions. And after a lack of turnovers, the Lions have had a couple already here in the second half.
Dudley looks to break down forward. Now 15 on the shot clock. Here comes Williams. The hot hand. He stays hot. A little swagger as he comes down the court. 19 points for the senior from Houston. Rambo looking for help. Now 15 on the shot clock. He's got Emmanuel Adoy in and out. Good look. It's a good look by Emmanuel Adoy. Did the right thing. Good decision. Just couldn't quite connect on that wide open jump shot.
Alfred Call was over the back. That's his first foul. The Lions' third of the half. The Lions now.
Emmanuel Adoy, a freshman, Tim, from Little Rock, Arkansas, getting a lot of playing time. He's 6'5".
The Lions definitely upgraded on
Oh,
height.
and there's free. He got freed. He missed the layup. Wide open layup. Nate McAnally scored it free down by the post and missed a wide open layup. And now here's going to be a backcourt. If he saved it, he did save it. What a great save by Emmanuel Adoy.
Great hustle on that play.
Oh!
Bad pass.
Balls bouncing all over the place. Bodies bouncing against bodies. And now finally a whistle.
And
it's going to be against Southwestern. Against Adoy. That a frantic play there for about 15 seconds, Tim. Very uncharacteristic of both teams. The Lions now find themselves down by 4. 14 minutes remaining in the ball game. Good help defense, great help defense. Anytime a defender turns into the paint like that, you've got to, when you're playing man-to-man, give him help. And that's exactly what they did. Stick a finger, stick an elbow, stick a leg, do something to stop that movement of the ball. And they did just that with a turnover for the Lions.
Guidry turns it over. And after, like you said, a first half with only 4 turnovers combined, these two teams
Here's
not
Kazi looking to get on the board. Still scoreless. The leading scorer for the Celts, not a point.
And the Lions are frustrated that they missed some opportunities to get back tied this game, but the Celts got to be frustrated.
Here comes forward, the truck! The truck delivers the package. 2 points. Strong, powerful 2 inside for Ford and pulls the Lions to within 2.
Yeah, if you're the Celts, you got to be a little bit frustrated that you had all these free possessions that the Lions gave you, and you were unable to increase your lead any further than 4.
Dudley trying to get free. Now there's a double team. Cossey being frustrated. Now here's a steal by Ford. Up and in, lays it up and in, and we are tied at 52 apiece.
James Ford just finesses that one right over the front of the rim. And with 12 and a half minutes to go, we're right back where this half started. Stripped away by the Lions.
Rambo comes out with it, looks ahead, still in transition. Here comes Guidry, it's good! That's going to be a charge. That's going to be a charge. It is a charge. Great setup position by Tyler Guidry. Locked his leg, stood straight out. Easy call for the ref.
And just for good measure, Alford swatted it down. And that is going to be the 3rd foul against Derek Dudley. Dudley's been having a pretty good game up until now.
And looks like 3, maybe 4 SAGU players come into the game. Rambo remains in.
Doy is in. Walter, Gentry, and Ward
join Rambo. As now the Lions go up by their largest margin of 3.
That is their largest lead of the game.
Rambo for 3. Way off.
Winner the ruling, and
And
we'll go to
it looks
SAGU.
like it might stay here. It is going to stay here. That's 18 seconds left on the shot clock for the Lions to operate. And just 2 fouls by St. Thomas and 4 for the Lions. So no team near the bonus yet. Here's a 3 ball from Ward. It's going to be a little bit too long. And a rebound taken away by Caleb Williams.
Taken away by Rambo after the
Rambo.
rebound.
He's got Gentry in the corner. Will stay left. Here comes Ward. Back out to Rambo. Rambo wants it. He's got it! He's got it!
He gets what he wants. It's his 5th or 6th free throw of the game.
6-point lead for the Lions.
And that's Rambo's 29th point. There's a foul after the play. That's going to be a foul on Barrett Lauer, I believe.
Timeout. Coach Todd Smith wants to talk it over. Biggest deficit of the game for the Celts. Smith not happy. Calls a full timeout. 58-52, and the Lions have found their stride.
This is a 10-0 run by the Lions. They trailed by 4, 52-48. Rambo again with the hot hand, dropping it in. He had 5 three-pointers in the first half. I think he has 2 here in the second already. Lions are up to 10 on the game.
Check that, a 30-second timeout. And Kazi still without a single point. The leading scorer for St. Thomas completely shut down out of his game.
And it's not for lack of trying. He's been putting the ball up there, really attempting. So now the Lions will get possession of the ball because of the foul.
The dead ball foul.
The dead ball foul after the three-pointer. They get the 3 and possession.
Rambo once more. He's looking, gives it up. Swing over to Deuce.
Oh, Gentry almost gets the putback. Good drive to the basket, but it won't go in.
You don't want to get a foul call in right here from behind. Let that fall in, no problem. You don't want to get a push from behind. Gentry almost got whistled. Hit the brakes just in time in the St. Thomas University. Celts pull within 4. Noel away. Great rebound by Ward. Stripped away by Williams. Here come the Celts. Screen. It's good. Williams set a high screen. And that was all the space that Travis Lampley needed. Just drained a 3-point shot well beyond the arc. Again, those are shots you have to just clap your hand and say, well done. It's hard to come over a 6'5" screen to the top of the 3-point line to block a 3-point shot. So the Lions now find themselves leading just by 1 and another 30-second timeout call.
Yeah, it seems like neither team will give in any situation. If they get behind, they find a way to cut it back down to 1 or 2 very quickly. These two teams seem connected at the hip in more ways than one, and they are unable to really push any sort of lead.
Well, and a lot of respect for each other, the coaching staff. We're talking about Smith and Bostwick. They just, like before the game, were literally just hanging out like they were just buds. And so mutual respect. They know each other's game, know each other's teams, and they kind of both know it's going to be probably decided by 1 or 2 possessions at the end of this ball game. And that's just what we have in store today, as we are 58-57 with 10 minutes left. May not quite reach the century mark, but you never know. Things can go on a run in a real quick hurry. Here comes Noel away, working in. This ball stripped by Williams, picked up by Lampley. Over to Adrian. Morales, no good. Rebound, Morales again, reset. Now you kind of sense a little momentum shifting back towards St. Thomas.
Yeah, they get an offensive rebound, something that's been rare for them in this game. Gives them a second chance to reclaim the lead. So we're over halfway through with the second half.
Nice pass. Nice pass. Very nice. That was Nate McAnally. Hit the block as he saw his point guard being double teamed. Did just the right thing. Found the block wide open. Easy dish pass from the guard. 2 points for the Celts.
Foul by Barrett Lauer. That's going to be his third foul.
That's just smart basketball. I really go back to that play by McAnally. You know, the guard did all the work. And once McAnally, though, saw the double team was coming and he had the baseline also to work with, he knew his guard was in trouble. You do what you're supposed to do. Hit the block. You just wait for it, and that's exactly what happened.
Rambo goes
How about
up
Rambo?
big.
Skies over everybody. As the Lions recapture the lead.
Rambo goes over 30 on the game.
Averages 15 up to 30. Doubled his average with plenty of time left in this game. Guidry pushing the ball forward. He may take it all the way. Now pulls it back out. Here's Rambo again.
No good, but rebound by Adoy. Lions offensive rebounding still working like it should.
Lions using a three-guard set, essentially with Ford, Rambo, and Guidry. And here's a jump shot nailed by Emmanuel Adoy from the baseline.
Rambo's 31 points are his season high by a long ways already. His season high before that, just 23. So he's already 8 points over his season high with 8 minutes to go in this game.
How about Morales for three? Bam, baby! And a timeout by Smith. And his team has just tied this ball game up again. I forget how many ties we've got. My goodness, we had a handful. We had tied 6 times in the first half. I think it's been tied 4 times already now. So we're looking close to a 10-tie game with leads back and forth. And Lions are in for a battle.
Yeah, 62-62 with under 8 minutes to go now. This is definitely turned into the game that we expected it would be. These two teams are both, yeah, like I said, it's almost mirror images of each other. They hit a three, the other team hits a three. They go up by 5, the other team responds to the 4-point run. These two teams seem locked together, and you feel like it's going to come down to the last minute.
The mark of a good team is to only allow the other team to have that run of 6, not 12. And that's what's happening today. You've had the biggest run really was about 8 early on, but since then any runs, if you call them runs, have been 6 here, then 6 back, and 4 here. There's been no 10-0 runs or 12-0 runs, and that's why the score is as close as it is.
Yep. Neither team letting the other one get any true advantage. So now with 7:51 left, all tied up, the Lions will come back in.
I don't think I've seen a zone defense all game long. Both teams just going straight up, grill to grill, man-to-man defense, which I think is the best pure basketball you can play. Where I'm from in Indiana, it's all about man-to-man. I'll play you straight up. Don't need no help with the zone.
Adoy gives it out to Ford. Rambo's
shot way off. What was that? Was like a fake 3-point shot that I think faked a lot of people out, but Guidry stayed home. Almost faked himself out. Here's Morales with a real 3, and it's going to be just short of the rim.
Ward picks it up.
How about Ford for 3? It blocked, rejection, wow.
That's going to be a foul beyond the arc.
And Morales not happy about that. The senior from Deer Park, Texas.
Yeah, he knows he came in way too strong on that. He got the initial contact on the ball, but it came almost simultaneously with contact against Ford. So now James Ford will go to the line for 3.
Noella Way set to check in along with Caleb Gentry. Noel from Louisville High School, right here in Louisville, Texas. He's a sophomore, 6'5", and worked his way into the starting lineup last year as a freshman. Had lots of playing time and definitely one of Coach Bostwick's key players in this year's campaign. Also checking in for St. Thomas is Brian Cossey, who remains scoreless, and also number 13, Derek Dudley.
Ford hits his first two. He's averaging 73% from the line this season. See if he can go the full 3 for 3 here. And he does not. Goes off, but the Lions do have a 2-point lead with under 7 minutes remaining. Don't go anywhere. This one's going down to the last minute.
How about Dudley? Dudley delivers from three-point land. And gives the Celts a lead again. Back and forth we go. Now, I'm going to make a little bit bold prediction here. I think Kazi might make a move. I think this fella's not going to remain scoreless and look for him to make a big, big play if the Celts are close with a minute or two left in this ball game. How about Noel? Top of the key, just inside the arc. He delivers.
Back and forth it goes.
Nice pass inside to Williams. Williams back out to Morales. A foul. That's going to be a foul at the top from James Ford. A push. Ford will check out. Caleb Gentry checks back in for the Lions. Oh, nice steal by Emmanuel. Loose ball. Reset. That's going to be travel. It's going to be a travel. Travis Lampley, the senior from Reagan High School in Houston, Texas, called for the walk.
Now the Lions up by 1. Under 6 minutes left. Will get the ball. Cannot waste these possessions. You need these to result in points.
Noel just inside the three-point land. No good. Morales jacks one up. That's off.
Rambo saves it.
Great save by both. First Gentry and then Rambo. Outstanding hustle from the Lions.
That could not have been any closer to going out.
An important time in the game, too. Clinging to a 1-point lead.
Every possession matters.
Mark that spot right there, Tim.
Rambo does not fall in. Almost went in for 3. Now Lampley.
3 ball, good. Top of the key, Lampley sends it home and puts the Celts up by 2. Patient movement on the offense. And here comes Noel looking for help. Gentry over to Rambo. Back into Gentry, or back into Noel. There's going to be a foul called on Haase.
And that's going to be his
Kaze, I should say.
4th foul. So no points, but 4 fouls.
Wow.
On the verge of fouling out with 4.5 minutes left.
He's going to take a seat. Nate McAnally will check in.
And the Lions needing some points here. You want to be able to tie this back up.
Emmanuel dishes in and stolen by Williams. He's got 19 points on the day. Good defensive play as well. Approaching 4 minutes left.
Lions need a stop here.
Lampley trying to break down that defense. Williams had Emmanuel up in the air. Chose not to shoot it. Would have got the foul.
Shot clock,
for sure.
Shot clock under 7.
How about Dudley?
It's off.
And a jump ball called. And possession arrow is going to go with the Lions, it looks like. They're going to check that. Yep, possession arrow was pointing toward the Lions. Ford's going to check back in. Gentry out. Also, Walter will come in for Emmanuel Adoy.
That's huge. Sometimes you just need the luck of which way the arrow's pointing with how many jump balls you've had.
Very true.
The Lions get that one because you did not want to give the ball back to the Celts there after forcing a turnover. Now the Lions still needing to tie this one up.
Rambo gets the call in from Coach Bostwick calling a certain play. .15 of the shot clock. Ford, they're going to call a charge on Ford. Ducked his head in to the upper chest area of the defender, and that's going to get you a whistle every time. Gentry check right back in for Ford.
Big possessions here. The Lions don't want to go down by more than one.
Lampley is lethal from 3, and so is Dudley. Morales can also hit from beyond the arc, and they are up by 2, looking to go up and extend their lead to 4, perhaps 5. Here comes Morales. Baseline jumper, good. Smooth release from Morales. Puts St. Thomas up by 4 with now 2:45 left in the ball game. It's going to go off Rambo. Off Rambo's knee. And a timeout called by Coach Bostwick. Wants to talk it over. Full timeout called by the Lions as they find themselves down by 4 in a tightly contested game. We knew it would be this way. And I'll tell you what, the defense has been great on both sides, both man-to-man straight up, but you know, if extra shot drops here, an extra rebound here, an extra scrap for the ball, and St. Thomas has the very slim margin. 4 does not seem like much in this game, Tim.
No, 4 is definitely not much, but it's not where the Lions want to be right now. Under 3 minutes left. You've just turned the ball back over after doing so well with turnovers in the first half, and you just can't afford to give up much more. Your shots have not been falling like they were earlier, and St. Thomas is finding a groove again. So this is a very critical possession coming up here. Bostwick knows it. His team cannot afford to go down by much more than they are right now.
You really want to get a home win because the next, count them, 5 games are all on the road, beginning with Our Lady of the Lake on January 10th, running all the way through January 24th at Wiley. 5 straight games on the road. Our next home game, also brought to you by the SAGU Sports Network, is January 26th. So you do not want to drop a game at home when you're about to hit the road for 5 straight. Real important game in this season for the Lions. So pressure applied by the Lions. They force about 10 seconds to burn off the clock. And now here's a steal by Gentry. Up and in. Lead cut down to 2.
That's exactly the kind of play you needed. Caleb Gentry with a big steal, easy layup, and it's back to a 1-possession ball game.
And here comes, about to check in, it'll be Kazi. We knew we'd see him again.
Hope for the sake of SAGU, your prediction's going to be off.
Now 20 seconds on the shot clock. Walter beaten near the top of the near the half-court line. Now 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Big 3 from Lampley. Off. Soaring rebound from Morales. Tipped over to Dudley, and we'll reset. Now under 1:40 remaining. 2-point lead for the Celts.
Lions have dominated the boards all night, but that rebound could just be the biggest thing to happen for St. Thomas.
And this point becomes a possession game. Every possession now critical, and here's a miss. Now the Lions on the prowl. Here comes Walter from 3. It's good! And the Lions retake the lead. On a whistle.
Timeout.
It's a timeout whistle. Looked like Rambo was fouled by the guard bringing the ball up, but a whistle from Coach Todd Smith wants to talk it over as just like that, down by 4, now up by 1. Lions roar back to take the lead.
That's how you turn a game. Gentry with the huge steal and layup. And then Jonathan Walter gets the ball, doesn't have a whole lot of them to work with. It just says it's time to take the lead. Sinks the three-pointer. And now, with just over a minute remaining, the Lions do have the lead.
And I like how he didn't rush that shot. He set his shoulder square to the basket, got a good jump, good release, wasn't rushed, and it looked good all the way through follow-through. And those balls tend to drop in more often than not. When you get everything right, things take care of themselves if you're a good shooter. And Walters delivered big time in the crunch for his teammates just there, putting the Lions back on top by 1.
Yeah. That's the biggest 5 points you can imagine. And again, after the offensive rebound, the Celts had missed the shot, got the big offensive rebound. They put that up, they go up by 4. The Lions defense holds again, holds twice.
Brian Causey checks back into the game. Still, as you said, scoreless on the night. He's also got 4 fouls, but with a minute and a half left, that's not really an issue at this point. You need him in the game. He's your leading scorer. And we're going to reset the shot clock to 31 seconds. So 4 seconds had elapsed off the shot clock before the timeout was called. So we'll inbound with 31 seconds remaining and a minute 14 in the ball game.
Huge defensive time for the Lions. You can stop this, get the ball back with the lead.
You got to guard against that. Rambo! And a whistle. I think he stepped out of bounds. He did. The referee's pointing to the ground. Oh, and a phenomenal play from Rambo. Just stepped out of bounds, just barely.
An amazing steal, and just was going too quickly. The referees confer about it to make sure, because that could have been the game-breaking play. Amazing defense by Dominic Rambo.
Causey inbounds to Morales. Back to Causey. Full shot clock to work with. Under a minute to play. Great defense by the Lions. Fighting through screens is Noel away.
Timeout called by St. Thomas.
Dudley was in trouble, got it over to another guard. A timeout called. 14 seconds on the shot clock. 42.7 on the game clock. And, you know, Tim, at this point, you tell your troops, just play straight up in your face, man-to-man. Don't give away anything. Don't reach in. Use your feet. Play good defense. Go straight up with the balls in the air. You do not want to get called for a foul, create a three-point play, and just put your team in a bad position. But you're about one possession away from becoming a free throw game where they'll have to foul you. As we've seen before, the free throws are really working well for the Lions so far today.
Yeah, and you don't want to foul right now because you are one foul away from the bonus. You foul St. Thomas right here, you give them a free trip to the line to tie and possibly take the lead. So yeah, you cannot afford a foul right here, but you also can't afford an easy look. You have the advantage that St. Thomas is going to be working with a shortened shot clock. Only have 14 seconds left because of your defensive forehand. Into the game has come Emmanuel Adoy. He checked in during the break. So big men walking in, Walter, Adoy, and Ward. Then Gentry and Rambo, your speedsters.
Look for a quick shot within about 2 or 3 seconds, like maybe a back screen or a backdoor cut. Watch for that because, again, as you said, only 14 seconds left on the shot clock. They have to get the ball into play real quick. Causey takes the ball in bounds. Lampley at the top of the key, under 10. Fakes right. Layup left, misses, and a foul by Lampley on Rambo, and that'll send Rambo to the line.
And that was an amazing move to get to that position, to put up that layup, fake the entire defense out, and then just whipped.
Short, yeah, just released it short
on the layup.
I mean, from our angle, we could see it. It was you could drive a truck through that lane. It was wide open.
But he twisted himself out. So 1-and-1 now for Rambo. Big free throws here.
It looked like he was on his way down as he released, so he lost all that lift from his leg.
Rambo hits the first, and it's a 2-point lead.
Now, this is a big free throw. This will put you up by 3, which will essentially force the Celtics to go for 3. unless they elect to do that extremely quick 2, which I'm not sure they will with 33 seconds left. The shot clock is off. So if you're the Celtics, it's either very, very fast 2, like right now. And there it is.
Foul is on the ground. Almost.
They're going to call it on the ground.
That was very close. He could have got the continuation call and been able to tie the game on the and 1. He will go to the line for the 1 and 1. So the Celtics, the Celts do opt for
the quick 2.
The quick 2, and they now have an opportunity for it.
Nwelwe checks back in. You're exactly right. Now they have a chance to at least get 2 back. Nwelwe checks back in for Emmanuel Adoy. We knew what happened, Tim. Are your nails bare yet? I know mine are getting there. This is a tight one, and this first one is good. 73-71.
Now after this, you can if they make it, you can expect a full court press from St. Thomas, followed by another quick foul. This last 29 seconds could last a while. It's no good.
Miss. Deuce Ward with the rebound. And he's whistled for a foul. Oh, first a timeout called. A timeout called right in front of the broadcast table. We could hear it through our headphones. Coach Donnie Bostwick screamed a timeout into the ears of the lead referee. And with clinging to a 2-point lead. This is a full timeout.
And that was a good timeout by Coach Bostwick because Deuce Ward did not have full possession of that ball, and it looked like it could result in a travel or perhaps a strip of some kind. The Lions are ahead 73-71. And now you have a dangerous inbound play. You got to be able to inbound without fouling, and you can choose your man. You wouldn't probably want Deuce Ward on the line when it really matters most when it comes to a free throw. He does not show up. He actually shoots 78%. I'll take that back. 78%, that's not bad.
Not bad.
But you want to get in the hands of someone like Caleb Gentry, who shoots 86% from the free throw line. So the Lions will enter in now in what has been an absolute thriller of a game. They've rallied back. They trailed by 4, took a 1-point lead, and have kept on fighting. Now they have an opportunity.
Now, Southwestern has 2 timeouts left, so if they get in trouble, they can call timeout here on the inbound play. They do have 2 remaining. And your free throw team's in the game now. Ford's in the game. Walter, Guidry. And are they going to call a walk or a foul? I mean, he almost walked.
It was close. That's one of those times you just want to control the ball and take the foul, but it was very close.
Now here comes Ward back in to get your and Emmanuel, your rebounding strength. So Ford will take a seat, and pending Guidry making the second one, we'll see Emmanuel Adoy back in the game.
Now it's still a 1-1, so the first ball is still live.
Check that. You're right.
And it goes in.
So here, if this second one goes in, look for another substitution to bring in Emmanuel Adoy.
And this is huge because this put the Lions up by 4. That's 2 possessions.
It's going to be good. Oh, he just rattled in and out. It looked good coming off.
So
here
now
they go.
St. Thomas.
Will they go for 3 or go for the quick 2?
It's 3 for Morales.
No good.
And Rambo is fouled. He'll go to the line with 33 points. Right there, that is the 5th foul by Brian Causey.
And no points. Look at that.
He'll go to the bench. They'll have a brief timeout for the substitution. And for the Lions, big rebound by Rambo. Had to have it. And the 3-point ball has worked so well for St. Thomas all night. They couldn't get it to work there. Rambo go to the line with the 1-and-1. If he can make the first and especially the second, the Lions may just have this game.
He had 4 at halftime, was the second leading rebounder just after the first half. I know he's had at least 3 or 4 more now. He might be in the top 2 or 3 rebounder for the Lions today. He already is by far the leading scorer as he's racked up 33 points.
Well, this is St. Thomas's last real chance. Rambo can miss this. But it's in.
He nails it in.
Lions are up by 4. Rambo has 34 points.
It's now become a 2-possession game. And that's what you want if you're the Lions with your under 15, 12 seconds left here. You want to get that second possession in the bag. And here's the free throw, and it's good. not as important as the first one, but nevertheless, Lions now up by 5, a 2-point possession, two possession game. Here comes probably a quick 2, a slip, and a foul by I think Emmanuel. No, Rambo.
Yep. Foul on the floor, so it'll be a 1-and-1. Not a terrible foul, really, because what it does is it makes him have the risk of missing the first free throw, and it keeps him from knocking down a 3 potentially.
And there's a timeout on the floor, Tim.
Now the one thing it does do is it does give them a little bit of an inlet. If he can make both of them, they'll only trail by 3, and then it'll come entirely down to a full court press, forcing a turnover off of the inbound pass. Because if you can get the inbound pass, the next foul will be St. Thomas's 10th, meaning the Lions get 2 shots.
We all remember Reggie Miller scored 10 points in 8.6 seconds. So crazier things have happened in basketball, and it's very rare, but it can happen. A great defense, a quick 3, and just a moment of lapse mentally from a team leading the ball game, and it can be gone, evaporate just like that. So the Lions need to take care of the basketball here.
The Lions are on a 10-1 run over the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That's how you end the game right there. You're up by 5. You were trailing, but like we said, the biggest plays of the game was Gentry's steal and layup, and then Walters knocking down the 3. And the Lions are in a very good position. We're never going to call the game over,
yeah, it was
no matter what sport.
70-66 with about 2.5 minutes left to play, 3 minutes left to play. And now we're at 6 seconds left. Some important free throws from Lampley. He drops the first one. So if you make the second one, like you said, a quick, in-your-face, full-court press. Everyone guard your man. Maybe don't put one man on the inbounder. And here we go. Here we go.
And the Lions will the Lions will just sub. No timeout. Ford and Guidry into the game, and the big men step out.
Speed and free throws. Here we go.
Walter needs to get this
6
out.
seconds left.
They have a timeout, and coach calls it. That was close to a violation.
He had about a second half left. And that is I believe that is Southwestern's last timeout.
I believe they may still have 1 left. According to our scoreboard here.
Let's check that. They did have 2 a moment ago. You're right. They have 1
left. Scoreboard here in the center. The Lions have 1 timeout left. And this game is almost as simple right now as just completing an inbounds pass.
Yeah.
You get fouled, clock will be down to about 4 seconds. If you can make 1 of your 2 free throws, you've got the game won. But it comes down to this last inbounds pass. And it has been a matchup that we were hoping for to start off the Lions 2013 season. A thriller, a lot of come from behinds. Neither team allowing the other to get any sort of major lead throughout the game, and it shows as St. Thomas, even on the wrong end of a 10-1, well, I guess now a 10-3 run after the 2 free throws. We're on the wrong end of a 10-3 run over the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Still have a chance with an interception to tie this game up. So Walter will be inbounding.
And Walter has 1 more timeout left if he can't inbound the ball. And they do get the ball inbound, and Ford is immediately fouled by Williams. Put Ford in the line for a 1-and-1, and that's Williams, just his first foul, so he'll remain in the game.
And it'll actually be for 2, as it is the 10th foul.
Check that. You're right. It's a double
for
bonus.
St. Thomas. So the Lions in the double bonus in the right time. Ford will have a chance.
This should ice it, Tim.
If he can hit 1 of these 2.
And he does.
4-point lead with 5.1 seconds should do it. As it appears the Lions will really hang on, because they've had to lead the last minute, but they had to rally to get there. And it's been an amazing game all the way around. Ford hits both.
Now, Bostwick has instructed his team to everyone fall inside the 3-point line.
And the Lions almost had 5 men on the court, or 6 men on the court.
Here's a shot, no good. Bounces harmlessly out of bounds. 0.3 left. SAGU up by 5, game in hand, and the Lions will escape with a hard-fought victory over the St. Thomas University Celts and improve to 12-3 on the season. And applause from the crowd all around. A great, great game from both teams, Tim.
Yeah, it really was. These two teams played it down to the wire. Like we said, neither team was able to really ever put the other one out of contention. Not even for a moment did you think that. Both teams fighting back in, and the Lions hang on for a thrilling 5-point victory to start off their 2013 slate.
And now the Lions will go on the road, as we mentioned, for 5 straight games beginning January 10th at Our Lady of the Lake in San Antonio, Texas, and then down to Paul Quinn and Jarvis and Texas and Wiley. Then we'll be back home again against Bacone, our next broadcast in about 2 weeks. But a wonderful, classy thing that always happens here at the Schaefer Center is both teams gather together for prayer, led by Coach Donnie Bostwick, making some comments post-game. And again, it's a real huge win on their home floor for the Southwestern Lions.
Well, we'll be right back with post-game thoughts here in just a moment on SAGU Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Schaefer Center, where it was a wild one, a close one, but the Lions escaped with a 78-73 win, and it was close from the buzzer. Halftime tied 43-all, and finally the three-point shooting of the Celts slowed down just enough where SAGU could capitalize on that and really went on a great run, about a 10-1, 11-1 run with a few minutes left, and really helped propel the Lions to victory today.
Yeah, we said it in the first half when the Lions down around 8 points. We said the Lions just got to keep this one close because there's no way the Celts will be shooting this hot from beyond 3 points all game long. As it was, they shot 5 out of 9 in the first half and just 5 out of 16 in the second half. 31% is not exactly anything to sneeze at. You want to be averaging around 33% on average, so that's not terrible, but it was enough of a slowdown. The Lions were able to capitalize. Celts only shot 40% in the second half. Still shot 51% from the floor for the entire game, so a very good shooting game for the Celts, but it wasn't enough to overcome 34 rebounds from the Lions, 13 of those offensive that just powered them through.
And Dominic Rambo averages 15. He scored 32 points, well above his average to lead all scorers. 4 players from the Lions in double figures. The other 3 all had 11 points each. That would be Mike Newellaway, Caleb Gentry, and James Ford. Leading the way for the Lions. 6 out of 13 from three-point land was Dominic Rambo. And what was interesting, I thought, was the steals. 8-3 advantage. The last 2 or 3 minutes, we got some key steals, which really helped the Lions get that slight cushion they needed just by playing great defense. So that small stat, I think, was a major factor why the Lions won this ball game today.
Yeah. Oh, looking on the St. Thomas Celts, Caleb Williams, 5 for 6 from three-point range, 19 points overall, led the Celts. Travis Lampley, 14 points and 11 assists. He's your NAIA leader in assists, and he will stay there for another week to be certain with 11 assists. 14 points from Derek Dudley, 10 points from Nate McAnally. And we mentioned it a couple of times, but Brian Kaze, their leading scorer, did not get on the board tonight. Also for the Lions, Deuce Ward, he's a big scorer. He only scored 2 points for the Lions. He was a big presence on defense and inside the paint, but did not put much up on the scoreboard. He had 5 rebounds. That's second for the Lions behind Dominic Rambo, 7 rebounds, 32 points, 5 assists, and 5 steals. So Rambo with the complete game. And like I said, when this team needed it most, when they were down, it was Rambo knocking down the threes, getting in there. He's emerging into that team leader that we all kind of thought he could be last year, and he's really turning into it now in his junior season here at SAGU.
Almost every player had at least 10 to 20 minutes of playing time, ranging from Ryan Alford, 11 minutes, to up to 25 for Caleb Gentry. But the key thing is Rambo, 37 minutes, 57 seconds, played almost the entire game. So we know that Coach Bostwick does a lot of full-blown rotations in and out, but it seems like Rambo's that constant factor. He stays in a lot of the game, and they need him there.
He leaned heavily on Rambo today, and Rambo did not disappoint. Took this team to a very much needed victory. Because as we said, the Lions are going on a 5-game road swing now. Looking at their next 5, they go against Our Lady of the Lake, They are a high-scoring team, and they are a big threat in the Red River Conference. Then they go against Paul Quinn, a typical Red River Conference opponent. Not this year, though. This will be a non-conference game. Then they go against Jarvis and into Texas College. Texas College already beat SAGU here at home this season, so that's going to be a very difficult challenge against the number 24 ranked team. And then against Wiley on January 24th, before they're finally back here in the Schaefer Center to play Bacone, and that'll be here on SAGU Sports Live. This win is big for another reason. The Lions have already achieved a top 25 ranking this year once, but they've fallen out to top 26. However, now with this win and the win over Texas Wesleyan about 3 or 4 weeks ago, they are very much primed to be back in the top 25. Those polls should be out Tuesday, so make sure and go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/SAGU Sports Live, and we will have the latest poll results out for you. We'll let you know where the Lions are standing in that.
And standing by now to talk to our player of the game, which is obviously Dominic Rambo, is our courtside reporter, Jessica Price. Jessica, what do you got with Dominique? Congratulations, Mr. Rambo.
Hello, I'm here with the most valuable player. How does it feel?
It feels good. It feels very good.
So what was going on in your mind the last 2 minutes of the game?
Well, what was going through my mind just we had to hit all the free throws because they was going to start fouling and that we had to get them to turn the ball over. So that was a good job, yeah.
And what did it take for you guys to beat St. Thomas? What was your plan of tactic?
Well, I mean, we both have the same style of play, so we just had to go in there and do our thing. They play real hard press deep, so we have to make them like double team us so that we can have somebody open for the shot. And first half, we had to just stick in there. They was hitting all the shots. They was like 60%. We just had to play defense, and just second half we came out, had to make them miss some shots.
All right, well, it was a great game to watch. Good job. Go Lions. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Jessica. Thank you, Dominic Rambo, for putting on a great show. 32 points, your season high, and you're our player of the game. Now, we have one more bit of unfinished business to give Tim. We have a trivia question to answer.
Trivia question. The question we asked you was, when was the last time the Lions made the national tournament? Well, it was 2006, the last time that your SAGU Lions were in the NAIA national tournament. But let me tell you, they made a big step today to making a return to it. This win will probably put them back in the top 25. We'll keep them in the top third of the Red River Conference, and just a huge win against a very, very good Red River Conference opponent.
Well, that'll about wrap it up for us on today's broadcast. We'll see you again on January 26th right here against Bacone College. So on behalf of John Cookman, our entire staff, Tim Roberts, this is Rob Price saying thanks for watching us. Take care. May the Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace.